Yeah. Well, first of all, let's talk a little bit. Let's back up a little bit for newbies here. Aave is a decentralized DeFi protocol. And again, what I like to do, because I think most people new into crypto really only understand or think about coins. They think about Bitcoin. They maybe heard of Ethereum. Then they may have heard of these other 10 coins or whatever. And they know that there's, thousands of different coins out there. And I think most people that are new to crypto think, oh, well, it's like a stock. I can invest in this coin and hope it goes up in price. And that is all true, but it's just a tiny part of, here, let me get back on this mode. It's just a tiny part of crypto, really, which is amazing. And the area that I'm focusing on most of is this decentralized finance area, this DeFi. And so when this is completely decentralized, there are no people necessarily overseeing these protocols. Now, there are obviously developers and people that create it, but once they deploy it onto the blockchain, it's code. So Aave is one of these purely decentralized exchanges that you can swap out crypto. So if you've got some Bitcoin, you want Ethereum, you can go into Aave and you swap this out. So you don't need to touch any centralized exchange like Coinbase or anything like that. You don't need to provide your identity or anything. Once you're into crypto, you can just connect to their app. And if you've already got some crypto, you can start swapping it, right? Then there are other ways where you can now earn interest. So you can use their platform to stake or put your assets, your other like coins, into a liquidity pool or make use of these funds, and then you can earn interest. And there are other ways and protocols that you can make money from these protocols. What was interesting was that Compound is another one that was one of the very first of these decentralized exchanges. And they were the first one to come out with a token themselves, which I call the comp token. And what they did is they were one of the first decentralized applications that allowed you to earn this interest. So basically, if you purchased the comp token and you held it, you then could earn, or no, let me back this up. If you placed, let's say, Bitcoin or Ethereum or a stable coin into the Compound or also Aave protocol, and you staked it or you provided liquidity, you would earn tokens, comp tokens. And so this became a really good benefit. And so Uniswap and Compound and a lot of these different decentralized exchanges, a lot of people flock there because they're like, I can earn a lot of these tokens. And if the token goes up in price, that's a pretty cool thing because I'm not having to buy them. I'm earning them by just staking or putting my other assets into that protocol, which is called providing liquidity. And this is how they actually work. Because if people don't provide tokens, staking them or putting them in the protocol, then there's no tokens there for people to use. So that's how they do this. They say, look, you put your tokens in here or your coins, and we'll pay you in comp token or this new, these new tokens. And now they become very valuable, which you can cash in for cash or put them somewhere else. So what's interesting about Aave now is that they're creating their own token, which is cool. But as in Compound and some of these other dexes, those are tokens, true tokens that just go up and down by supply and demand. So if you invest in them, buy them, and or earn them, they hopefully go up, and you've earned money, you've earned assets. Well, this one it's a stable coin. So I'm not sure how they're going to deploy this. Are you going to be able to earn this like Compound or maybe Uniswap or some of these other dexes? Or is this strictly going to try to compete with all other stable coins? And you just have to buy it on the open market. So I don't really know. But you asked me about what I think about the algorithmic stable coins. Well, as one who invested in an algorithmic stablecoin and lost my shirt, well, maybe not my shirt, I lost some money in it. I'm not a fan, because I've been personally burned. And this is that concept that it's always interesting to me because, well, without wading into this, but it's kind of like COVID, right? It's like in the early days, especially, it's like if you didn't know anybody that got COVID or you didn't get COVID, you're kind of like, what's this COVID thing about? You know? But if you were affected with COVID or your family member or somebody was infected with COVID, and they suffered, you were like, you got it, you know? Kind of the same thing with stable coins or these different coins. It's like if you didn't invest and didn't get burned by the UST stable coin, you probably, you know, are like, okay, these algorithmic ones are, you know, maybe they're good or whatever. But once you get burned, then you hopefully, you know, it's like shame on you if you get burned twice, right? So that's where I am. So I'm not going to be touching any algorithmic stablecoins for now because right now it's USDC for me. So there are multiple stablecoins, as you mentioned, right? A lot of them, some of them are backed by assets. Some of them are backed by a combination of crypto assets, cash, Bitcoin, you know, some different things. Some of them are just an algorithm that try to keep it pegged to the dollar. USDC, from what I can understand by Circle, it has been audited and verified that every stablecoin dollar that you own is backed up by some sort of asset, and a lot of it's in cash or gold or something pretty liquid. So right now, USDC is my favorite. That's all I'm using in stablecoin land. So yeah, but you know, I like Aave too, and I think it's interesting. So I'm rooting one on because as far as I know, Brianna, there really hasn't been one algorithmic stablecoin that has actually made it or been successful. There's been a lot of failures. UST in the Luna environment went for a couple years, 2 or maybe more years, and worked flawless until it didn't, and it crashed down to zero. And I could be wrong. There's probably some other little ones that have worked, but it's a great idea. You know, I hope it works.